3, 2, 1. Showtime. Welcome to the Brooks and Lexy podcast. This is Brooks.
This is Lexy. I don't know why I said it like that.
Because you're...
Feeling musical today.
Are you? Sing me a song. Sing me a song.
No, thank you.
Okay. Can I sing a song?
Yeah, please do.
What song should I sing? I don't really care if you cry. You hate that song, don't you? Don't you?
I don't know. Keep going. I don't know. You cut it off before.
EXO Tour Life, Lil Uzi Vert.
Oh, I don't like him.
Oh, but you don't mind that song?
I've never heard that song.
Guys, I don't know.
Judge me.
I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but you should. Brooks Ellis 51.
Oh my goodness.
I posted a song. It's called "Be Alone" by Oliver
That's
Smith,
a good one.
and yeah, I love it. How was your New Year?
My New Year was so great. It's still continuing. It's still great.
Yeah,
I literally journaled today. I was like, we are 7 days in, and it's freaking awesome.
yeah.
Yes.
Off
it's
to
so great.
Off to a hot start.
Off to a hot start.
What does that mean? Like, what? Why is it so great?
I just feel like a lot of new opportunities and a lot of new connections, and I'm running every day.
Yeah.
That's going good.
What are you at now?
I don't know. I have to add them up. I'm on track.
It's 1,000 miles.
It's 1,000 miles. Oh, and I did the math wrong on the podcast last time. It averages out to about 2.7 a day or 19, almost 20 a week. So I was like 6 off when I said it last time. I'm glad I'm getting the opportunity to correct that. In case someone did the math earlier and they were like, she doesn't know how to do math, which I don't know. I don't like math. I don't know
I
how
love
to do
math,
it.
so just send it to me. I didn't.
You didn't correct me.
Yeah, I didn't correct you. My mind was elsewhere.
That's okay.
I just trusted you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm correcting myself.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with being wrong. Do you have a problem being wrong?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. I like to be right.
Everybody likes to be right. I'm
I
just
don't-
saying, I don't mind coming back and saying, I'm sorry, I did that wrong.
But there's certain instances when I don't mind being wrong. I
Okay.
think when I'm feeling really good about myself, that's
Uh-huh.
when it's like, okay, whatever, I don't care. But
Okay.
like sometimes when I'm feeling
Like self-conscious.
self-conscious,
Yeah.
low self-esteem, that's when I'm feeling vulnerable and like everything has to be right,
Right.
or else I'll feel
Less than.
like less than or not worthy.
But you're not. You're worthy.
That's
Take that in.
okay.
Okay. Everyone is worthy. Take that in. So today we are talking about. We're just talking.
I think we're
but-
just gonna talk. We're just gonna be
talking,
weird.
But I think we need to have something that we're talking about. Like we've been talking about. We've been talking about hope. We've been talking about
I want to talk about
connection.
something.
Okay, let's talk.
Just this is gonna be so random and stupid, but
No, it's not. Don't say it's stupid. Just
no,
say
it is. It's gonna be dumb.
Okay.
But I want to talk about. I had a great New Year.
Okay.
It was at a music festival.
Oh yes.
Guys, I love music
Mm-hmm.
and I love to dance.
Yes.
Brooks
Brooks is quite the dancer.
Am
You
I?
are. Yes, you
Am I?
are.
No.
Yes. And you can actually
I'll groove.
sing.
Like, can I?
Yes.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna be a singer one day.
Okay, when you grow up.
I'm gonna sing at this music festival
Okay.
and dance. If you've never been to a rave before, I think you're missing out. I think it gets a bad rap for all the extracurriculars that people do. But that doesn't mean that you have to participate. I
Right.
think there's a lot of people that go sober and they have probably equally or better times.
I
than-
love a good dance party sober.
yeah, why not? I mean, it's so much fun.
That's what I did all through college. We would just throw dance parties.
Really?
We were 100% sober. Yeah.
God,
It was awesome.
people need to dance more.
hmm
That's what's.
I used to pull over. There are people that might be listening or might not that can testify this. I used to pull over, still not as much. I should do it more. Pull over in parking lots, turn the music up, and just start dancing.
Oh my God,
I did that often.
that's great. I wish
I'd
I
make
was.
people get out of my car and join me. They hated it, but I
Oh,
still try to do that every once in a while, but I don't do it enough.
I do it in the car. I'll just
But sometimes you don't have enough room.
I know.
You got to
need
get
all
out
the
and
room.
turn up the music loud and just groove.
My favorite songs are the ones that, like, you're so excited, you're so happy to be listening to it that you just can't handle it. It's just too much. Like your body is moving in every direction, and you just want to just explode.
What would you label that feeling as? Not joy. You can't use the word joy.
Ecstasy.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that word.
Yep. I think that's what it is. I think that's what you feel when you're at a concert and you. I mean, I don't feel this at like normal like rock concerts or anything.
Do you go to rock concerts often?
No, but I would imagine that's what it feels like.
Okay.
Or like rap, but like it's specifically with EDM. That's what you feel when it's building up and then the beat drops.
Yeah.
Not bass drops, but it's when it drops.
Yeah.
And
that's a good feeling.
oh my god, I just have to play it.
Okay.
Like it's just
I do feel
so
that with like good groove rap or like R&B where there's like a beat and it's like creamy.
It's gonna be terrible audio.
Just put it next to the microphone.
I'm gonna fast forward.
Brooks is gonna play you guys a song. That sounds pretty good. This box isn't big enough for that.
I'm gonna break this box.
You're smiling so big.
This is gonna be a terrible audio. Sorry about this. Just fast forward if you want to, but you're gonna miss out if you do. Okay.
So good. That was a good little.
All right. That's all I had. I just wanted to make that known to the world.
Okay.
So off to a good start.
Off to a good start.
That's good.
How do you feel like your New Year's is going?
Fantastic. It's been great.
See?
Yeah.
It's a good year.
It's off to a good start. Things are moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
It's good. You know what? And I don't know what it's. I mean, I think God is doing some good work. I've been praying a lot, and I think
He is.
He's doing some good work. And it's not like anything specific has happened. It's just like a general feeling of things moving in the right direction.
Yes.
And I don't know. I'm drinking coffee today.
That is huge.
Ooh, let's tell them about what we did last night.
Okay, I'm gonna let you start.
Should we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So I was invited to one of my friend's houses. He had this little get together. This guy, his name is, Justin Turnus. He's a physical therapist. He lives out in San Diego. He invited a bunch of people, and only like six people came, but it was perfect.
6 of us, me and all the guys.
You and 5 other dudes, but it was great. We did some Wim Hof breathing, which you weren't ready. I didn't tell you about that part.
Well, no, but I knew a little bit about it, but I didn't know But what was cool, what I was proud of, is that I could just jump in and do it. I love adventure. It was just neat that I could fully.
Well, it's not that hard to it's not like you need all this practice to be able to do it.
Right, but I would say that it's, well, maybe not. Maybe people would just jump in, but it was a weird thing. If somebody would have walked in the middle of us breathing and hyperventilating, they'd be like, "What's going on here?" You know. But if you choose to be in the moment and choose to receive that, I think it's cool. You get to experience cool things. Okay,
yeah.
So continue.
Well, no. What'd you experience? So, let me explain Wim Hof real quick, and then I'll let you answer that. So Wim Hof, if you don't know, this is a guy who has trained himself to withstand really cold temperatures. So he'll swim in freezing cold lakes, shirtless, for long periods of time. He's been able to withstand. So they literally injected him, like scientists at a hospital over in the Netherlands where he lives.
Europe, yeah.
They injected him with some kind of virus, and he was able to stop the immune response just by breathing. He's broken numerous world records for like cold water plunges, like the amount of time spent in there, and his body hasn't like gone into hypothermia.
Like, what, in like his 60s-ish?
Yeah, he's
older.
he looks old. He's like
Yeah.
probably 60 or something. He climbed Mount Kilimanjaro shirtless.
Yeah.
Just by breathing. So his breathing technique is just very rhythmic and full inhales and an exasperated exhale.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that's a cool sound.
Cool sound. I was gonna say the other day, little minor insertion. I was journaling about the experience, and not that I didn't already know this, but like Adam was created through God's breath. Like he literally breathed into his lungs, and like that was how humanity started. By God's breath. That gives me chills. But I was
breath is life.
Yeah, breath is life, but it's also very intimate. Like when you're breathing with someone or a group, when you're breathing, it's like you are exchanging life with them. Okay, there's this weirdo that walked by it. Now you can't, you know?
Oh, he just put his head to the window and like looked at us.
He wants to be a part.
Well, it's too bad. Go away.
I don't know. I had that thought because we had gone to yoga, and like breath has just been a really big part lately. I feel like of the things that I'm involved in, and it's just neat. It's very neat that how beautiful breath is and how like the exchange of life can be given or taken through that.
Yeah.
That's my insertion. Okay, continue. Wim Hof.
Yeah, so you're breathing. So we'll speed up, slow down. We'll do that for about 45 seconds. And then you'll breathe in, breathe out, and then hold at the bottom. And like how long could you hold for? You didn't think so at the beginning we did like a round of 5 breaths and did a breath hold. And I did it for like 50 seconds. You did it for close to that, around 50.
We did 2 practice rounds before we got into like the method. And that was seated. We were just sitting and we did it. And the first time, I think it was like, maybe 30 seconds. The second time, I almost doubled the amount that I could hold. That was so cool.
Yeah.
And by just like little tweaks and like tips on how to hold and what to do and what to think about and all that kind of stuff. So then fast forward to when we actually got into, let's say, like the breath work session. It was just wild because we were holding for minutes.
Yeah.
And there were moments where I like couldn't feel my body. And let me also say we were 100% completely sober. Like on a Thursday night, 7 p.m. on yoga mats, laying down, breathing. Like that's literally what it was. And so it was just so neat because there were moments so we did 5 rounds of total 5 rounds.
Yeah, 5 rounds.
And I don't remember which rounds it was, but there were moments where I felt like I did not need to take another breath. Like I just could, it was like I was just like floating in space. It was the coolest thing. And I could feel my breath like all throughout my body, if that makes sense. Like it was almost, okay, this is weird because I couldn't actually see it, but I was like visualizing breath in like every cell, vessel, vein, like.
On purpose or that just happened?
No, it just happened. And I was like, obviously oxygen flows through your body, but like the experience of feeling that and being able to visualize that and like, gosh, God is just so cool. And the whole time I was just thinking like, the Lord makes all of that possible. Like Wim Hof's like ability to do that. Yes, he has cultivated him as a human, but like the Lord is the source of that, like of breath and of life. And our bodies are capable of so much that we don't even I don't even tap into it on a normal basis, like of how much my body is capable of.
Didn't you say you had kind of a spiritual experience? Like you felt like you were connected to the Holy Spirit?
Yeah, it was total, yeah, it was a weird experience. And the fact that I don't feel like in this part of the world we talk very much about like actual physical like encounters with God or things like that. And I don't necessarily want to get all into that, but because it's considered weird. It's considered weird and charismatic and whatever people's philosophies are, whatever. But I had a very visceral experience, and it was like very beautiful.
I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I was reading a book. It was about ecstatic dance, and like why, like ever since the dawn of civilization, like tribes that dance have been like singled out as like outcasts, or like they're doing some kind of like ritualistic stuff, like satanic, what's the word, pagan, like
it's not the case.
ceremonies.
I mean, some is, but
where they're conjuring up spirits and like some kind of evil things. And that's a little bit different, but I can see how like doing breathing exercises like we were doing last night, if someone walked in on that, they would think we're doing something weird.
Yes, exactly. And I think that the issue or the thought or the problem or whatever you want to call it is that like people don't like what they can't explain. And we've talked about this, about how we put God in a box. In our little like perfect American Western like thinking, God fits in this box, and it's like on Sunday, and it's on, well, I'm just really getting into it, but it's like we put God in a box, and we take God out of the box when we need him. It's like a vending machine. And when really like he's in our breath, he's in our sight, he's in our feelings and our movement and our eating, and like he's literally all encompassing. Like he's literally the God of the universe. And so how do we as humans think that we can put God in a box and explain every little thing? Like literally, it's in scripture, like there are mysteries of Christ that we will not know until heaven or until Jesus comes. Like we don't know. And because we like black and white thinking and we like structured thinking, we choose to just kind of like be like, oh, the universe, or oh, whatever. And it's like, no, it's God. God is the source. And it's okay that we can't explain everything. It's okay we can't explain miracles. It's okay that but then also if you're a person that like loves logic, he also speaks that language to you. Like God is not this like one version God. He's just so much bigger than we can ever like understand.
Yeah.
And we cheapen the experience. We cheapen his love for us and our relationship with him when we try to fit him in some box like a genie. And that's not the case.
Well, didn't you say last night that you wish that other people could experience that, just to feel the power of the Holy Spirit?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And
because it's such a quick, it's not a quick and easy way, but if you haven't felt the power of the Holy Spirit and you do this exercise that took 20 minutes and literally you're just using your breath.
Literally breath. That's it. You don't need anything.
Yeah. You're just breathing a little bit quicker and a little bit harder.
And scripture also says where two or more are gathered, God is there. And so like there were 6 of us, which, I'm just saying that you can be by yourself. God also meets you where you are. If you're by yourself, that is very real as well. But like, I think that's what I mean by breath is so intimate, is like there were 6 people in a room. Brooks knew 1 or 2 other people. I didn't know anybody except Brooks. And it was like,
I knew 3.
Wait, 3, okay. Sorry. Okay, so half the people.
Get it right.
I said 2 other than me. 6 people breathing in a room, and like God was there because we were using our bodies to like praise him and like glorify him. And I think that's all he asked. Like it's not this checklist of all these things, and I don't know. I just got on a tangent.
I love it. That was a good tangent.
Because I think that we just I'm still going.
Keep going.
We just think that it's so hard, and it's not. Like
it is hard.
It's not.
What do you mean?
Like connecting to God, connecting to the Holy Spirit. Like
we're just so distracted that we don't recognize it. True.
And we don't want to give up the tangible things in our life that we distract ourselves with for God because we don't think he's enough.
We think the tangible things are better.
Yeah. Oh, they're not. Oh, Jesus is so sweet. Like, it's just so cool. It's just all of it's so cool. And I think that we just need to get rid of distraction, but that's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect at it. at all. Like, but I think the effort is all he asks.
You just know that his plan is so much greater than whatever our plan is in our head. But that's hard to.
But speak to that, Brooks, because that's like, I would say newish for you, right?
Yeah.
Not that it's a new concept for you, but it's a new like life experience or a new way in which you're walking. Like, speak to that, because people might be able to relate to that.
Yeah, so I just, for the longest time, I don't want to speak to that.
Okay. You don't have to.
I can't speak to that right now.
Okay, that's fine.
We got in trouble.
A book, though, that is good. What book did you just read, though?
Mere Christianity?
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And it gives a little bit of context for, like, outside of our normal perfect God, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm going to reread it. I'm rereading it right now, and it talks about just like foundational like morality too, which is so cool that like there's one chapter that says like, why do we think there's the law of morality, the law of human nature, like there is a right way of doing things and a wrong way of doing things.
Right.
The thinking in Nazism, like obviously that was a wrong way of thinking. There's more morality in, our culture than there was in the Nazism, because obviously they were killing a bunch of people. And so there's differences, and that's the law of human nature. And he just goes, I didn't explain that well, but he goes through like how there is a right and wrong and how that's connected to God. And I'm still reading it through again, but it's just so cool that he goes through it from just like a foundational principle. And I'm excited to keep going and learn more about it. But it kind of brought me back to it. And so back to your question about like the believing, like trusting in him and having faith in his plan. Even last year, I was on this journey where I was listening to Jordan Peterson, all his talks, and he was talking about how like Genesis has all these stories where like Abraham is sent on a journey when he's like 98 years old, right?
Yeah.
Is that how old he was?
He was old.
He was old as hell. And God sends him on a journey, and he takes it. But you never know when that's going to happen unless you're open to it, and unless you're ready to take the jump, and you're, and there's a story of, is it Jacob who's like all his brothers try to kill him, and then he goes to Egypt, and he's put in prison, and then he starts having these. Well, no,
I think it's Joseph.
Joseph, that's right. Yeah. The mini coats.
Coat of many colors.
Yes. Yeah. So he has these dreams, and his brothers try to kill him because he says he's going to be the ruler of the king, of the land.
The cool thing about this is, well, not necessarily cool.
I don't know why I was talking about that, but
no, I think all those are great things, but is that we have to choose to say yes to be invited. Like, the Lord is always trying to speak to us and invite us into this relationship with him and this journey with him of trust, but you have to, like you just said, you have to be open to saying yes, because that journey doesn't always look like A, the way we want it to, B, we don't always get to see what the next step is, and that's scary, and people don't like uncertainty, and so rightfully so, but the choice to say yes to the invitation that God is always extending to us is really important.
It takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to be able to do that, and you got to be ready.
Yeah,
you got to be ready for it.
Yeah,
and that's why I think it's so important, like, especially for me. Like, that's why I love and try my best to like always be learning, always try to be making myself better, because you never know when an opportunity would arise that might need that information. Yeah. Or whatever, or might need that experience that you just had that maybe you didn't know at the time what it was needed for, but later on, God has a bigger plan, and you're going to be more prepared for the next opportunities. So you just never know. Yeah. And I think, for me, that's kind of how I want to live my life, is to be like building a not a fortress, but building an armory, of just different tools in my tool belt that I can use throughout life, and building different skills, like always learning new skills.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I forgot to go to jiu-jitsu again this week. I'll go next week.
No, it's Friday.
Why not?
Oh, I thought it was Mondays.
Well, I can go you can go multiple
okay.
times.
Oh, I know. I just thought you had a specific. Okay, gotcha. But those are all gifts, though, that the Lord gives us. We are all gifted with different things, and we have the choice to say yes to whatever He's inviting us to, and however He wants to use those gifts. But when we're too obsessed with holding on to those gifts and keeping them for ourselves, we can't be used. Well, no,
right.
God
they
is
need
God.
to be shared. They need to be shared to the world.
Yes. He is God, and He can use us even if we don't want to be used, but it may not be as fun or pretty as if we are willing to be used,
Mm.
And we're so much more full when we share those gifts than hoarding them.
You know what's hard? Trying to figure out what He is trying to urge us to do, and what He's the difference between oh, that's a good opportunity, or maybe that's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is hard. I think that...
But
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You say it.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything.
I was just gonna say, I think that there's always a good and a best. God is not this mean thing in the sky. He is present, and He walks with us in each moment. And when we invite Him into things, I think that that's where His Holy Spirit leads us, between the good and the best. And the good doesn't mean that it's not going to be blessed, but it just may not be the actual best that God has for us if we're too busy holding on to what we in our own flesh or our own human mind thinks oh no, this looks really good, God, can I please have this? Well, maybe sometimes that's a yes, but then also He may be saying, well, this is good, but I have better. So do you trust me to let go of this good thing so that I can give you the best?
Is that also wisdom? Just having the wisdom too, to know which is better?
Yeah, but I think that we get the wisdom from God.
Right.
Yes, so yes. And I think you have to cultivate that, though. I think that just when you spend time with people, you get to know them, and you get to know little things about them or who they are or whatever. And just like God, He asked us to spend time with Him so that we do know the character of Him. We do know the beat of His heart. We understand, and we're human, so we'll never fully understand, but we get a glimpse of of who He is. And so we get to start recognizing things in other things that are reflections of Him. But all of that is a part of the journey, and it doesn't happen overnight, or it doesn't happen. There's not a manual, because everyone is different, and He speaks to people differently, and they have to go on different journeys or life path. There's not a one way or best way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that's the journey that we're going on. And maybe you try something, and maybe it wasn't the thing, but he'll figure out a way to get you out of that get you out of that situation, but
or just having the courage to pivot. You start down a road, and you're okay, God, is this it? I don't know. Well, He may close the door and be oh, that's not it. Okay, let's go here. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But we're so afraid to fail. We're so afraid to say, oop, that wasn't right. We want it to be right the first time, and that doesn't get to happen.
Well, and also we're just so in love. I keep saying we.
I think
maybe it's me. I'm so in love with comfort. Things are comfortable.
I would say you're not the only one in love with comfort.
Right. Right. I was thinking about the Justin's thing last night.
Oh yeah, it's I.
Yeah. I say we a lot, but my personal experience.
Yeah.
You tend to stick around things that are comfortable because it's comfortable.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
And
I don't want to go. Yeah.
That's a weird balance though too, because it's not like God wants us suffering and uncomfortable all the time. You know, like I don't know actually what God. I mean, we can ask God. I don't know, but like there are moments where comfort is not fruitful, and there are moments where comfort is a good thing.
Depending on where you're at physically, health-wise, mentally, maybe spiritually, I think uncomfort is
where growth happens.
It's gotta be in waves. You can't always be in uncomfort.
Yes.
I mean, flow happens 4% outside of the comfort zone. So if you're pushing yourself just 4%, I think The Rise of Superman, Stephen Kotler.
I don't know what that is.
But he talks about flow.
Okay.
And that's where you find flow is like 4% outside your comfort zone. But you can't always be there. Like you gotta fluctuate. And that's life in general, is just going back and forth between the yin and the yang.
You said it right.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
You meant yang. No. I said yin though.
Okay, we got one right this time. Better than both wrong.
It's the yin and the yang. It's the night and the day. It's the contract.
The reap and the sow.
Reap and the sow. The contract and relax. What else is there? That's the universe.
Sun and the moon. Did you ever say that?
The sun and the moon. Yeah.
Water and fire.
God, there's a good Rumi quote that I forgot. Lots of forgetting. Should I?
Yeah, look it up.
It's okay. Oh, shit.
What? Do you need to be done?
No. Oh, I'm good.
All the good.
I don't know why I do that, but I was gonna look up a quote, but it's okay. But all the good things come from eating and fasting. You know that balance. It's all about balance, and it's not it's not. I think who says it? Socrates. It's a balancing act. You're not balanced, walking on a straight line with no fluctuations. It's you go in one direction and you realize you're going too far in that direction, and then you come back to the middle, and then you go to that side, and then you just keep going back and forth, and that's the balancing act.
Why are we as humans obsessed with perfection? Because like you said, most of us are trying to either be balanced all the time or look balanced or look perfect, and there's beauty in struggle. There's like the cup of joy and suffering cannot be separated.
Well, because it looks powerful, like because
nobody is relatable when they're perfect.
Well, I know, but that's our perception is like you want to look as if you're not trying, and you're doing so well.
I woke up like this.
Exactly, exactly. Like don't those people?
I did not wake up like this.
I did. Look at this.
Look at you.
I need a haircut. But people like want to look like they're not trying and they're ultra successful, because there's an air of power to that, even though that might not be like people like vulnerability and authenticity.
But I don't think that they know that they like that. Also, the look of power and stuff, I think is where we are. Another part of being human is we want to be God. That was the original fall. Like Eve ate the apple because, the serpent said you can be just like God. And we don't get to be. We're too busy trying to attain that. And that's not fun. I do not want to be God. That is too big of a job.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And then, I don't know. And then we honor certain things as if they're God. Like money and power and all the other things. Because they're more tangible.
We don't have to address things in order to get those things.
What do you think about the consumer-centric part of our culture?
It's too much. We want too much of everything.
Why is that harming us?
Because it distracts us from the Lord. It distracts us from things that matter and from authenticity and the vulnerability that is hard. Those things are not common anymore because it's easier to go buy something and give someone a gift, or than ask them how their day was, or it's easy to just get the convenience food than sit down and make a meal. Like, it takes more time. It takes more effort and time to spend time with the Lord and get to know his heart, and to spend time, like, we like these big, okay, this is about to be a soapbox. We like to get big, and there's a time and place for this. There are really sweet, cool things that happen in these spaces, but it can't happen all the time. Like you said, the ebb and flow. We like to get these big groups together and do all these things and talk about vulnerability, but not actually be vulnerable, because it takes more time out of our day to, like, go to coffee with someone or sit one-on-one with someone and know their heart and have a conversation and, like, get to know them as an individual, because it's messy. People are messy and they're not perfect. And when people are messy and you're addressed with someone else's mess, I think a lot of times it reflects on, like, oh gosh, what in me do I also need to address? And we don't like to do that because it's uncomfortable.
Hmm. Yeah.
So did that answer your question?
No, but it was a good answer though.
I don't know. I think that it's just a part of how we are, and we have to work hard not to be consumers. I don't think that things are always bad.
What does God want us to pursue other than money? Not, I don't say he wants us to pursue money, but what does God want us to pursue in spite?
Him.
Right, but what does that look like? Is it different for each person, or is it
Yes.
specific?
It looks different for each person, I think.
Because people, maybe you're at a point in your life where money is what you need to get yourself out of a certain situation.
But I would ask what the source is of that. What's the source of you getting, what situation are you trying to get out of that you don't think God can, I mean, and maybe it looks like God providing a job that gets you money, that, you know, like, but what starting place are you starting from? Like, are you starting from, oh crap, I'm in a bind, okay, I need to make more money? Or is it like, okay, Lord, lead me, how do I get myself out of this? Or how can you guide me out of this? And then he says, okay, you need to get a job, you need to get money, you need to have a relationship, or you need to buy a house or sell a house, or, you know, like, what you have to, in my opinion, in my, I would say, experience, it's like I can conjure up logically how to go throughout my day. It's not hard. It's easy to do that. But it is hard to wait on the Lord. It is hard to say, okay, God, what's the next right thing? And then either, like, sometimes it's silent. It's not that he's not speaking. It's that, like, maybe he's using someone else to speak in your life. Or maybe he's giving you an opportunity and you have to be open and in tune enough to understand that that opportunity is him speaking to you to get you out of something else. I think it's just it's a puzzle, and we have to slow down in everyday life in order to hear where he's leading. Because he doesn't just roll out like, okay, here's our blueprint of, oops, I just hit my mic. Our blueprint of 2022, and just go from point A to point B. It's like, no, like, okay, here's this. Okay, now do this well. Do this, like, bring me glory in this. Okay, now what's the next thing? I don't know. Okay, be led, you know, and it's hard to pause. Like, we like to just go through our day and check off lists and, okay, done. It's like, I mean, some people get to do that. Some people, that's their journey, but I don't think that's everybody's journey.
Yeah, that's a big thing is listening, or first asking him what needs to be done and listening for it, and being aware and being awake when he does send that signal. Yeah. That's been a hard one for sure. And then glorifying him too. I like that one. Like, just realizing that the good things that happen, whether it's a person speaking to you, or whether it's, you know, I don't know, an invitation somewhere, or a good message online, or maybe it's like a certain email that comes up at the right time that you're really hoping for. It's all him. Yeah. And just he just wants that recognition.
I even say, when I find a parking spot, I'm like, thanks, Lord. It's little tiny things. I don't know that maybe I believe that parking spot is for me from the Lord. I mean, it's like, I would rather choose to praise him in those, like, silly, dumb things than not at all.
Right.
Because he cares about the small things.
He does.
Mm.
The small things matter.
They do. They add up to the big things.
Well, so I guess what I was wondering earlier when I asked, what does God want us to pursue? Like, what does he want us to pursue? Or like,
This is a mic.
this is my mic. My little pin is my mic. What does he want us to pursue? Like, how should we, in general, go about our life?
What do you think?
Like, what should we work towards? And here's what I think.
Okay.
And I think he wants us to go back to the comfort zone, to go outside of our comfort zone, and to challenge ourselves in each moment, and to be, obviously we have to have a balance, of course. So we need to be social, and we need to have alone time and reflect, but be able to go back into those social areas and spread, good news or the good news.
What we learned
What you learned, and share it in a meaningful way, and have a bunch of life experiences that make us better, that challenge us, that challenge our maybe challenge our beliefs, or challenge, put us in in hard situations that make us really, that challenges our faith, which makes it stronger. Because if it's the true faith, if you really believe it and it's really what it is, it's going to withstand anything.
Exactly.
So I just believe putting yourself in, and this is what I've been trying to do, is put myself in as many. For the past 2 years, I've been a recluse. I haven't done anything. I've been because I've been.
Not quite.
No, it's true. I haven't been able to, or I haven't felt like I have. But over the past couple months, I've been trying to, go to yoga more, and I joined jiu-jitsu gym, and
doing dancing a lot.
Going to dancing things. Yeah.
Being weirdos in the park.
So I'm just trying to, being weirdos in the park. I started a Primal lifestyle group on this app called Meetup. We got,
how many people do we have?
Like 7.
We haven't met up with them yet, though.
No, I need to schedule a meetup, actually. So if you want to join the Primal, I think it's Primal Fayetteville. Primal Lifestyle Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I should know what the title is.
I think it's called, I think that's right.
But we're going to have like potlucks with pure organ meats. Beef suet, chicken liver,
Listen, you can still
chicken
come
hearts.
Even if you don't eat those things.
Nope, you're gonna be forced to.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. It's gonna be. We'll have steak. We'll have, I don't know, just whatever. It's gonna be great.
Square food. No,
Lots of butter. But yeah, we're gonna have like get-togethers, and like we're gonna do weird things in the park, like climb trees and play tag and go wrestle, and maybe go on a hike barefoot. Maybe jump off a cliff into water. Not just jump off a cliff. I hope that was understood.
I think so.
Just things like that, and just doing things like that, and like that's why I think, I never did a mission, but I wish I did. That's why I wanted to study abroad. I still can. And I want to. Just putting yourself in different situations that make you better, that make you more like Christ, make you, that challenge you, that challenges your patience. That's a tough one.
PSA: if anybody has any mission opportunities, let us know. We're down.
I'm so down.
Especially abroad.
Yeah, especially to like Italy or
Costa Rica.
Or Switzerland, or Peru. Oh, Peru. Anyways, okay, so I digress. I don't know.
Those are good things.
What?
Those are all just like.
But you know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of how we need to live our life. Like it's not. I don't know. It's not waiting around for just something to pop up in our life. It's doing the work. It's getting the work done.
I would also say too, yes, I agree with you for my life also. I would agree with that philosophy and thought. But I'm also realizing that there are people that don't necessarily want to get out of their comfort zone. I talked to someone yesterday. I about fell out of my chair. I asked him, that was a very old lady thing to say, like my mom would say that. I about fell out of my chair. But I really did. This person, I asked them, their spouse is going on like a business work trip or whatever, and I said to them, I was like, you should go with him. And this person was like, no, I have no desire to do it. And I was like, what do you mean? And this person said, I'm trying to be honoring of like not sharing people's stuff. So I'm saying this person so that nobody knows. They have no desire to travel. Like, zilch. None. And I truly about fell out of my chair because that is what my heart longs for. Is like experiencing cultures, experiencing new things, going places, traveling abroad. Like, there's so much rich, like, everything that's not always here. I mean, like, yes, there are things here that are beautiful and just as rich and diverse. But, like, my heart, like, aches for, like, the world. And so I can't imagine not having that. And so I think that there are people like us that do desire to get out of that comfort zone and try things and, you know, travel and whatever. And then there's people that I'm realizing that, like, are just as content staying here. And I don't understand that, but I respect that, you know?
But where does that come from?
Exactly.
Do you
I
think,
don't know.
Do you think that's them just being, I'm not saying, yeah. Do you think that's them being lazy?
Right. I don't know.
Or having a limited mindset?
That's
Like,
genuinely
I don't have
what
enough
I'm wondering.
money. I don't have enough time. I'm
No, this
pretty
person
comfortable here. Like,
perfectly has all the resources to hop on a plane and go somewhere. And it's like they just don't crave that. And so I'm questioning, not that it matters whether I figure it out or not, but some people genuinely just don't have that desire.
but God literally wants us to.
I think so too.
It's the first, not first thing, but one of the first things he talks about.
Right. I don't know. Yeah. So I think that there are those people, and I think that sometimes happens.
They're just less than me.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. There's a really good book that I think everyone should read.
Okay, what is it?
And everyone's probably read it, but it's called The Alchemist
I have not read it.
by Paulo
Someone told me to read that.
Coelho.
Write that down.
There's a good quote that I wrote down that I just typed in. I'm going to read it just because
Please do.
I think it's good. It says, look to your soul. You probably don't know, but your soul knows. Enthusiasm is the key. If you feel this spark in your heart, you know that you are in the right path. That said, it is better to confront your demons than to do something that is just okay and waste your life doing it.
Whoa. That was good. No, it wasn't good. It was good.
It was good. I don't know if that was in the book or that was just another quote by him, but that's a good one.
That was good.
He's genius. But yeah, the book is just about like going on the journey and finding there's something in the world that each of us. Ooh, there's another quote that I love. It's I freaking forgot it. The world needs more people that do it that are doing what they love, because the world needs people that are lit up.
Yes.
And not.
I've seen that. I don't know you're doing a great job though.
God has given each of us unique interests, talents, weaknesses.
Weaknesses are important.
Yeah. And it's important to know those. But I also think, this is what I've wanted for my own life is to find that thing that really lights me up, because the world needs more people that are really on fire about what they do.
Yeah.
And maybe that's being a mom or being a dad. Maybe that's what, and you're going to work just so you can be the best freaking parent that you can.
Yeah.
But also if that's making you miserable, then maybe,
check yourself, redirect
maybe
yourself.
find something different. But you need to be, you find that thing that really lights you up, and life is going to be more fun that way, and the world is going to be a better place because you're doing exactly what God has put you here to do, because there's something for everyone, whether you know it or not.
And I think knowing our weaknesses, we need each other. And so when we know our weaknesses, we can find people that have a strength that complement our weaknesses. Whether it's in teams, friendships, relationships, family, like everyone has weaknesses. And so when you when you can pair with people or situations that complement, like that's another like musical beautiful note in the world. I don't know, like it just comes together and like
it's a symphony.
Yeah, exactly. I was like trying to look for a word, I couldn't find it.
What's the word? Cacophonous?
What is that?
Like terrible noise, like just random noise.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't want that. That's kind of what's going on now.
I was gonna say, that's America. That's a world.
What do you think about, like, there's a term, it's called the Great Reshuffle. It's like so many people, I forgot how many people, but so many people have quit their jobs over the past couple months.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because I guess they're not getting unemployment, but they're just realizing that life's too short to be doing this terrible job.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? And I'm looking up this quote.
I love it. Well, my sister and I just got matching tattoos for our grandmother, and our tattoo artist.
I found it.
Okay.
But hold that thought.
Okay.
Do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Do you want to keep going? Yeah, I got it. Here we go. It's by Howard Thurman. He says, "Don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." Boom!
Whoa, that was loud. That's good.
Yeah, sorry.
That was okay. I was just gonna say
necessary.
that it was. I like that quote. I was just gonna say that our tattoo artist, she had recently has always been an artist. I'm gonna guess she's in her 40s, maybe. I don't know. She has always been an artist, has always loved to design, art, draw, paint, whatever. And she's been in this job, like a desk job, for like years. And so she used COVID to quit her job, whatever happens when you become a tattoo artist. I don't know if you go to school or license or whatever, to redo that. And now she's a full-time tattoo artist. And so like she used that to get back to like her first love of like art and creativity and so that was just really sweet. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of courage though to do that, because you can lose a lot. You know, when people have a lot to lose, they're less likely to risk. But sometimes you lose more by not risking.
Yeah, you could argue you lose more when you stay safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're not gonna. I don't know. You're not gonna make it big unless you risk. You gotta go big or go home.
Go big or go home. Exactly.
What do you think about creativity? What do you think about? Do you try to be creative in your life?
Yeah.
How so? And how important is it to your life?
I think that there have been moments or seasons of my life where I have tried to. This is so stupid. I'm about to use this line, but I have had to try to dull my sparkle for other people or for situations. You hate that?
I don't hate it. It's good.
I didn't know how else to say it.
It's good. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like be quieter or be more acceptable or be less loud or be not as weird. I mean, just like trying to make myself okay for other people. And I don't know, like that is a really yucky place to be for myself personally. And so like I say that because I feel like the way I go about my everyday is very creative. Like I have a rough outline of what my day is going to look like. But like, for example, yesterday changed probably 6 different times. And it ended up being like the best day ever. But like God did that. And because I didn't have like a hard schedule where I was like come unglued every time something changed, like that was creative, I feel like.
Yeah, you're just going with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that creative can look like something like art or dancing, or it can like visually be creative, or it can be creative in the moment or through language or through music or you know how sometimes this applies, but do you know how sometimes I like read something and it's wrong? like I mispronounce it or anyways, I'm just thinking of I'm thinking of a situation that like last night I was with some friends and they were joking because one time there's a boutique in Bentonville called The Label. And one time I saw a shopping bag from them and I said what I called the place was Label, the Label. And they thought it was so ridiculous because they're like, Lexy, can you not read? I was like, well, maybe not. But I just thought it was also so much more fun to call it the Label than the Label. Or like everybody
Is that just a way for you to get out of feeling...
Maybe, but I genuinely read it and thought that's what it was. And then I was corrected. I was like, this is weird. But I was just like, I kind of like Label better. It's just more fun.
The Label.
The Label. It's definitely the Label. But anyways, which I've never shopped there, but you should shop there, I guess, if you support local. But I don't know, like creativity even in that way of like, why does my brain do that all the time?
Yeah, but that's not on purpose.
Right.
Right?
Right. It's not on purpose. It's like accident.
Right. Do you do any like purposeful creative activities?
Well, I know. I guess I was just tying it to like, why does my brain do that more often than it does it? I don't know. Maybe because I truly can't read. I don't know. But I'm just saying that being able to be not perfect all the time, I think, is a form of creativity as well.
Yeah, accepting the non-perfection.
Imperfections.
I said non-perfection.
I said imperfections.
Imperfection's better.
Okay. So what about you? Are you creative a lot?
I want to be. I think there's something inside me that wants to be creative, whether it's music or art or just like bodily movements.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like yoga.
Yeah.
Because every time even though you're not doing it yourself, it's like, it's such unique. Mm-hmm. We did yoga yesterday too.
Yeah. We did all the things.
We probably need to wrap this up, but we did yoga yesterday and it was a slow yoga at Trailside if anyone wants to join ski. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we get some commissions off the people that join from this podcast.
That would be awesome.
But it was great because we started off in Shavasana, which is the just laying down, doing nothing and breathing. And almost fell asleep, and then we started like getting into it and like doing some really tough poses, and that was not expected. And then we ended in Shavasana.
I'm actually sore. My butt is sore.
Me too.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
I like it.
I know, it was great. It was a great sesh.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, and it's different every time, and the teachers are always different. And sometimes you're gonna get a really slow class, and sometimes you're gonna fire it up, and get sweaty. That's why I love. And then I just making doing this podcast is creative, and building a website is creative, and
that was really
trying new things. That's where I want to spend.
Biggest form of creativity.
Yeah. Well, and then I don't know. I was listening to Jay Shetty today.
He's good.
I love him. He's talking about 9 reflections for the new year or something like that, and like something he wants to do is be more creative throughout his day.
Okay.
Or not throughout the day, but like have a set amount of time, like each month, to just be creative, to just create things, whether or not people listen to it, see it, hear it. I guess listen and hear it are the same thing, but you know what I mean. Just to be creative and just let that energy come out of you, and whether or not like it's not for any purpose, but just because I think we all have that in us. But we just never utilize that energy and that
creative is not
that skill.
Perfect.
And I think it's a skill that's like important for us to cultivate.
Yeah.
And I want to incorporate that a little bit more into my life. I want to be painting more. I think we're gonna do a painting sesh out at
Wilson Park.
Is it gonna be Wilson?
Sure. There's
got to be water. I think I need to paint some water.
We should stand in the creek and paint.
No.
Why not?
It's going to be freezing cold.
So? We know how to breathe.
We're going to be there for hours. We're going to get frostbite.
We know how to breathe through it.
Let's end this by telling them how we ended the
Yeah, because we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. So after the breathing session, this has been
night.
how long have we been talking for?
Oh wow, it's okay.
Yeah, we ended the session with an ice plunge. So this dude's hot tub was uncovered, unheated. There was literally ice like
On the steps.
on the steps and on like the top of the hot tub. So it was a cold tub. And there were 6 of us. We did 3 at a time. Each of us got in there, and it was freaking cold. It was a lot colder than I thought it was gonna be because it was like 20 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And then the water was.
I thought it was freezing.
Not
around
20 degrees,
us.
but
I thought the water was freezing around us.
like forming ice.
Like forming ice on the top layer.
It could have been.
I felt like my forearms were submerged in like there was ice cuffs on me.
That would have been sick.
But it was really cool because I didn't feel cold.
Well, at first you did.
I can't. Okay, I went from not like, oh no, I can't do this, to zoned in.
I remember you were.
I was like, I can't get my arms out, and Justin was like, just breathe, and he was awesome, and so I got my arms out, and once I got my arms down and my fingers together, it was like I was locked in.
You were.
I was so locked in. It was the coolest feeling.
I was so happy for you, but I was also pissed because she was going longer and I was shivering.
Silence. Hold on, be quiet. This is me, and then this is Brooks.
Whatever. No, it wasn't.
I'm just kidding.
Whatever.
No, it was.
You
fun.
could see you could probably feel the water like making microwaves because I was shivering.
But then you didn't. You stopped.
Well, it was off and on. Like I'll shiver for a second and then I'll like get in control of my breath.
Yeah.
And it'll stop and then it'll go back to shivering.
But you also got in faster than me. I like literally. I was like, no, I can't put my arms down. And then all of a sudden,
Did you go neck deep?
I did. I was like here. Yeah, I was right here.
Gotta get that thyroid in there.
Yeah.
I wish you could go head first.
Oh no, I would have.
That makes it a lot easier.
If he told me to put my head in that water, I would have not done it.
That makes it easier actually, because your whole body because you just get it over with. The initial cold is a lot colder, and then you get out, and it's less so.
I guess we'll have to try next time.
Guess so.
It was good though. It was a good experience.
It's so cool because we sat in there. So we set the timer for 1:30, and then we ended up being in there for
I think over 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Go us.
Go us.
I used to sit in there for I'm gonna brag on myself.
Okay.
For 20 minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I did it often, and it probably wasn't good for me. Because there's people that say you shouldn't be in there for longer than a minute.
Really?
Well, I don't they just advise just to do a minute because you get all the benefits within a minute, and then after that it's just kind of
just like
you're challenging yourself, but
yeah.
what's the physical benefit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's to be determined.
TBD.
Okay, so
we talked about God a lot and connection and creativity.
And I gave you all a song to listen to.
Yes. Oh yeah, song.
Yeah. That song was called
Be Alone.
No, that was called. The song was called "The Purpose Is You" by Alpha 9. That was a different song than I posted. But let me know if you like it. I need some other people that like that kind of music. So if you like it, shoot me a text or comment or something.
Yeah.
I need some vibers.
We like to just vibe. Okay. Thanks again for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Comment. We're gonna have some merch out soon. Also, we are hiring.
Yes.
Making it a public announcement. We are hiring
a tech.
Yes, we're hiring a tech. So if you are preferably a college student, or if you know anybody that is tech savvy that can work with audio, video, we need someone to make clips, and just do all the technical stuff that that I don't really want to do. Lexy doesn't mind doing it.
I don't mind.
But I think her time is better spent doing other things.
Thanks for looking out.
Yeah, so we're looking for somebody. If you have any tips or people, let us know. Thank you. Have a great week, everybody. Happy January.
Yes.
Happy 2022. What's today? It doesn't matter. Anyways, have a good one. Thank y'all.
Bye.
Sayonara.